Hey, now it's the Rob from 106.1 KISS FM here with my tag team partner in podcasting.
Hey, it's Eric Cornish from WKDQ. You can call me the gatekeeper.
I think you'll be as effective as Kane was last night. That's for sure.
Yeah, coming off the elimination chamber. How about Extreme Rules? That's what we're coming off of last night. We'll get your review for that. We'll talk about big things coming up this week on the network, and we'll also give you your final chance to be in the Enhancement talent section. But
first, let's talk about the newest winner. This is someone who entered the code word in last week's video. I believe the word was extreme.
That's right.
A lot of people entered. Only one person can win. We want to say congratulations to Jennifer South.
Congratulations.
Of Evansville. Thank you for watching. Thank you for entering. Congratulations. We'll see you in the Enhancement Talent section at the Ford Center.
And you may get upgraded to be not only in the front row, not only get a bunch of cool merch, including a souvenir chair from WWE, but also get to meet the new WWE World Heavyweight Tag Team Champions,
right.
The New Day. So yeah, we'll give you all that information, and we will, 1 week from today, we'll pick that winner.
So,
the grand prize.
Lots to get to in this episode. We might as well get things started. We watched last night's Extreme Rules pay-per-view, and I thought overall it was a solid show.
I thought so too. I was impressed with all the matches, I think.
There wasn't a bad match.
No, there was not.
If I had to pick a worst, strangely, I'm going to pick Cena and Rusev, and that wasn't a bad match.
No, and I think we probably could have guessed that going in.
Yeah.
I mean, just because of the chain match. Any stipulation where you've got two guys strapped to each other, and that kind of limits motion. It kind of limits what you can do. It limits suspense when you have to touch the four corners. I mean, I think they did a decent job of it, but I could have predicted that finish if I knew Cena was going to.
I feel like if you've seen one chain match, strap match, Caribbean match, whatever you want to call it, you've seen them all. They're hard to get different. If I could make one change, I'd have made it a little shorter.
Yeah.
But even that match was good, given the circumstances. I'm curious to see what happens tonight on Raw. The main event had a cloudy ending.
Yeah, it did. It's kind of what we expected. We knew Kane was going to be involved. The more it went on, that's kind of how I thought things were going to go. Interesting, though, I did not expect for Rollins to pull out the RKO, which was a cool finish. I liked how the announcers went back and forth.
Right. They were having the same conversation you and I were having on the couch.
Sure.
I was saying that, wait a minute, the RKO is banned, not just for Randy Orton, but the move is banned, and that's what he won with. However, let's say Randy, do you have a disqualification? Like what do you do in the situation?
Right. If that was the case, then and that could be even like the little smarmy thing that Triple H or Stephanie does tonight, and be like, okay, yes, it was banned and it's a disqualification. So congratulations, Randy, you win, and Rollins is still the champion.
Yeah.
But now we still have Randy, who kind of got screwed in the whole deal, and there's a mystery. That you've got Kane, who obviously is still in that position to where he and Rollins are playing at the heat. Mm-hmm. Then you got a guy like Reigns, who comes off an impressive win, who's got to be considered back in that title picture too. Do we have a four-way match at the pay-per-view? That's what I'm seeing right now.
I'm seeing three. And I'm going to stick with three, but who knows? As I was once told many times growing up, anything can happen in the WWF.
That is true.
So who knows? I only see three, though. I don't see Reigns yet.
Well, let's talk about some of the other matches, of course. We've got Roman Reigns and Big Show, the match we were just talking about. For a last man standing match, and between those two guys who we've seen a million times, I thought it was a really good match.
I thought it was okay. I liked the ending, and I thought that it ramped up to a good ending, but the first half, I don't want to watch ever again.
I mean, there was a lot of stuff in that match that I think was interesting. I loved the chokeslam through the two tables. I thought that would have been a nice ending. It was a great false finish because I thought Big Show could have won it there. But then, all the setup with the tables and everything, just interesting. Another thing we talked about, like when Brock Lesnar turned the table over like 3 weeks ago, like nobody could turn the table back over for the entire show.
It stayed there for the rest of the show.
Byron Saxton had to stand behind a table that was turned over, but Roman Reigns had no problem doing it by itself, and then 3 referees got it off the Big Show.
To be fair, though, when Vince McMahon is yelling your ear off, you might want to be standing and not sitting.
That's true, Byron.
I have to tell you, though, last night on the pre-show, I thought he did a terrible job. job. I wasn't anti-Byron until recently.
Yeah.
But now I'm noticing that he really is like a less charismatic coach.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's not complimentary.
Oh, I like Coach, but I'm not a fan of Byron.
Not me. I don't. The Ambrose stuff I thought with Harper was fine.
You know, I thought it was a good match, and to be honest with you, like it was kind of cool. Like when they drove off, and it was like, oh, what's going to happen? Are we going to catch back up? But then once it happened, and then we went into the finish, I wasn't excited about it anymore. Like I was really good with the match until it just broke up. So I wish they had left that part out. And just
let me ask you this: what if they would have added more? What if they would have cut between and they're somewhere else? Would more have been better?
That'd have been okay, maybe. But just the way that they came back and finished it, it was okay. I would have enjoyed it more as a whole if they would have just left it, because it started off great. But it was a good match. It was a street fight. Those two guys, great at what they do. To me, the match of the night, though, the tag team match. I thought the tag team match was phenomenal.
Yeah, that was a really good match. And I also want to tell you that while I did beat you in the predictions, you called out of nowhere that Neville victory.
Yeah.
I didn't even see him in the match.
Not only did I predicted Neville to come out and to win against Bad News Barrett.
Right.
And that happened. But no title on the line, unfortunately.
Still, major points for that. You want to talk about, throughout the show, many times, more than they usually do, they've showed a video promoting what's coming up on the network this week.
Yeah, and it's going to be a pretty good week. This is like the equivalent of sweeps, I guess, for the WWE Network. Where they've got something each night. They're going to debut the Jerry Springer show tonight, the Too Hot for TV, which I'm interested to see what this turns out to be. I'm going to stick along the lines of like the countdown shows, where it could be cool, but it could also be cheesy, which sometimes countdown gets.
I want to like it, but I'm prepared for cheese.
Yeah, we'll see. I've heard it could be a little bit like the Soup, kind of show. So
I want to talk about Tuesday though.
Yeah, Tuesday. This is interesting because we both had to look a couple times when they said King of the Ring airing Tuesday. I thought, well, why are they promoting that? Because they've got all the King of the Rings.
We assumed it was one from the can.
Yeah, but no, apparently this is going to be legit tonight. They're going to put, and as of recording this, we don't know any of the competitors.
Right.
I don't know if they'll come out before you see this, but I'm assuming it's going to be, the traditional 8-man tournament, and it's going to finish up tomorrow night.
Well, I hope that tonight they get it down to 8. But I'm afraid they're going to start with 8 and get it down to 4.
Probably.
But is 4 enough for? Do we know how long the special is on Tuesday?
I don't. But if it's in the same time slot as like main event, which was like a 1-hour show.
Okay.
So, and if it's going to be live before SmackDown, you can't do it too long.
That's a good point.
So
it's
not knowing.
4, then.
Yeah, I would say down to 4. Not knowing anybody that's coming in off the top of your head, who are some of your picks for this King of the Ring?
Boy, I don't know. Maybe somebody like Ziggler. Maybe someone like Cesaro, although he's in a tag situation. I haven't given this one much thought. Why? Who are you thinking?
I did give this a little thought this morning. I'm thinking, looking at past winners and kind of figuring out. Sheamus would be a great thought. But
he was the first name that came to my mind, but I think he's the most recent.
He's the most recent. I can't see him doing it again, but it could happen. So then you go to like somebody like Wade Barrett, who would. Would be
good choice.
If you stick with the King gimmick, like it's great for a heel if you stick with the King gimmick, and it only fits certain people. Barrett absolutely would.
Definitely, that's a great choice.
I'm not sure anybody else on the roster heel wise could fit that role at this point. If it was somebody like a Bo Dallas, but I think we saw last night Bo Dallas is kind of going the route of everybody else.
But you know what? Maybe Ryback.
Ryback could. Really, I'm going to say my number one pick is probably Roman Reigns if he's in it. That makes the most sense. But if it's not Roman Reigns, maybe even a Dean Ambrose. I mean,
these are all good choices.
I don't think Dolph. I think Dolph would be a bad choice only because again there's so many comparisons in his career to like a Billy Gunn. And Billy Gunn was so, he was around for so long and so close to the top for so long, and then he won the King of the Ring, and then it was done.
It's true.
That was the end of his career. But, and Ambrose, I've mentioned his similarities to Steve Austin so many times, and I think, this could be his
Hey.
Steve Austin moment.
I didn't give any thought before we shot this video, but those are good names that you threw out there. I actually like Barrett personally of the ones that you mentioned.
Yeah, Barrett could be a good one, or even what about like a Bray Wyatt?
That feels like not a good fit to me. Something about it.
I don't think he would do the King gimmick, but but him winning could be what he needs.
He does need something.
Undertaker rub,
He does need something.
So yeah, we'll see what happens there. But that's the biggest thing going on, I would say, and that's going to be exciting here in the next couple days.
And we'll be able to talk about it on Thursday's episode.
Absolutely. Between now and then, we've got other great things like the Stephanie and Jericho podcast or interview. So. A lot of things going on the network. If you don't have it, hey, it's still free for the next couple days. So
that's right. Next few days.
Jump on it.
Which leads us to our code word, Mr. Cornish.
It is King. There you go. King will be the key word. Your final chance to get in the enhancement talent section for SmackDown on May the 12th at the Ford Center, and your chance to get upgraded to front row and all that other good stuff we talked about. So. Make sure you enter that. Again, if you're watching this on YouTube, you'll find the link below that you need to go to. If you're watching it on our websites, just fill in the info below and you could win.
So for myself, the Rob.
And for Eric Cornish, this is the Enhancement Talent. Have a great week.